This is like, man, Fousey did turn up the streaming shit to another fucking level, dog.
Bro, and you know, I'm gonna say this too. Like, people don't talk about it and give him the credit, but Fousey also really helped kick. Like, really helped kick. And I remember one of the most, not one of the most, I'm gonna say the best streaming day, entertainment wise. And I don't mean this in a bad way because I feel bad and I fuck with Fousey.
The day he got locked up?
Listen,
That was
it's
crazy.
not. It's because that was when Neon first started blowing up.
Yeah.
Neon, I think, had like 70K. Convi smacked the Island Boy, and that whole Fousey shit happened. So that was a really, really wild day for streaming. It just was. It was probably one of them. I think it's the most wild day of streaming we've had, and on Kick, and it was just a crazy day. But my thing is this, and people got to understand, when Fousey came back, he didn't think that he was going to be, you know, back to like that. I think his mental really matters the most, and I think he needs to figure it out, which he will figure it out. And once Fousey returns, I hope he could do what he wants to do for him. I believe in Fousey. I believe that when he comes back, because I help him, you know, get a really good kick deal, and I think that hopefully we can have him pick up where he left off at and continue to strive. So
he does have a deal. He does have a deal, right?
I don't know if it's in place now because he signed it months ago. But I'm assuming that I don't know. I don't want to say yes and it's not, but he had a deal, locked in before, as soon as he got out.
Fousey,
but I don't.
Fousey's one of the greatest entertainers of creator history. Trust me. Let me tell you this, and you know, with all due respect to you, even though you a GOAT, I've been at it for over 10 years. I don't think you're at the 10-year mark yet, but even before me, Fousey was there. Like Fousey's an OG to me, and I'm the OG to a lot of people. So like, you know, I know how much, and that's why, like, you know, I remember I was talking to Sneeko, and I was just like, bro, honestly, like the reason why, like, I want to make sure Fousey's in. I used to watch Fousey's vlogs, and he would go through these times where, like, mentally, like, he was going through it, and I know this guy's ultimately entertaining. He will get to the entertainment if that's what you want, but sometimes he'll care so much he'll sacrifice himself. I've always, you know, rooted for him to get to the point of entertainment and personal life being a healthy mix. And you know, like, you as a creator, I think everybody as a creator has tried to, like, figure out that mix where it's like you're not depressed just because you're not living life and you're just trying to entertain your audience, but you're making sure you're doing what's good for them, but what's good for you. And I think Fousey is hard.
Yo, I'm gonna just say this before we move on to the next topic. I'm not saying he's the creator of this IRL streaming shit. Obviously, Train did it back in the day, and Ice Poseidon. But Fousey's the most entertaining IRL streamer. Fousey is the most entertaining IRL streamer of all time. I'm pretty sure everyone can agree on that. I don't have to fucking talk about it. In his prime IRL streaming last year, he's by far the most entertaining. You can watch from point A to point B. Something's happening every fucking 2 minutes.
Crazy.
And you know, there's no comparison to that. But now you see what Vitali's doing, and I love what Vitali's doing. Vitali is now doing this Catching Predator series, and he's really making it a real thing. I'm going to tell you eventually what's going to happen. It's going to get so good for Vitali, what he's doing, if he finds the right state to do it in, that eventually the PD will want to work with him, bro, and try and take these motherfuckers down and really build cases and charge them. Because what he's doing in LA, for example, it's a bad state. You have defunded police out there. You have police that just don't give a fuck, and they got mad at Vitali for calling the cops, trying to get him locked up for being an illegal with meth and trying to meet up with a kid and have a threesome with him. So if he finds the right state, the right police department to work with, Vitali's going to seriously do some crazy shit, and I'm excited for him, bro. This is just the beginning for him. More and more athletes, rappers, etc. are going to want to work with him because not only is he doing a good thing for the world, it's actually showing people how easy it is that an average Joe Schmo, teacher, doctors, nurses can be a pedophile. Anybody can be a pedophile. Bro, you could be fucking walking down the street and bumping 100 pedophiles you'll never fucking know. They look like regular fucking people, but they're not. They want to meet up with a minor and they want to have sex with a minor and they're willing to do so. So it just goes to show you, bro, what this is why I love what Vitali's doing. And all my eyes are on Vitali. And I'm doing something with him tomorrow. I'm really excited. We did this, I think we did this like a few months ago. What he's doing, bro, is just so fucking amazing. And I hope he just keeps this shit up. and I love it. And that's why, and that's another OG Vitali. And I don't like to see people
Yo,
discredit Vitali because he's been
yo,
doing this shit for years.
yo,
He's been,
I ran to Vitali, our spot, Hard Rock. No, Hard Rock.
oh
I
yeah,
mean
yeah, yeah.
Red Rock, Red Rock, Red Rock.
Red
Yeah,
Rock, yeah.
Red Rock, and I gave him his flowers too. I'm like, yo, Vitali's one of those guys that I was watching do the crazy shit before, and he was like the huge YouTuber when I was just the peon. So like, even to see him get back down to the idea of, okay, I'm gonna grind again, amazing. You know what I mean? And I'm glad to see him winning. You know what I mean? Shit, I used to watch Vitali all the time and be like, yo, I thought he was always gonna get in his own way with him getting arrested for all them like, running on the field thing for like Super Bowl and
Yeah.
shit like that.
It's the streaking, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad he's doing his thing now. 100%.
Yeah, and you can't hate on the content he's doing. He's doing it the right way. He's not assaulting anybody. He's just making a fool out of them. He's mocking them, and he's showing how much of a fucking douchebag, load of scumbag earth that garbage people are, and the pedophiles are. And that's what I love to see, bro. What Vitali's doing is great. Yo, I want to just say one thing. What are your thoughts on Jidon making the return? I saw Jidon is streaming on Twitch, and he's also doing pedophile catching. So I want to know what your thoughts are on Jidon making a return to the entertainment industry.
Listen, when it comes to Jidon, I fuck with Jidon, and I respect him as a creator. Um, for me, first and foremost, sometimes I think fans look at content creators and they think we're robots, right? Hey, you're supposed to always feel like this and give us content for in perpetuity, which means just forever. But people do, like these creators are people. Like Aiden might be going through a tough time. He might not want to really stream every single day. Um, I think with Gideon, he's probably finally found a way that, he's someone who cares about his faith, but he cares about content. And a lot of times when we're trying to find ourselves as, content creators, we swing the pendulum in extreme directions. So for him, he was just like, well, if I'm into my faith, I just can't make anything that, would not be faith based. And, he was signed to Rumble with me.
Rumble, yeah,
We got
yeah,
announced signing to Rumble at the same time.
I remember
And
that.
again, because of the things he wanted to pursue, I think it was hard for him to balance. I think he's finding that balance now, and I support him, man. I support him 100%. He's one of
I,
the
uh,
great
no,
content creators.
I like Gideon. I've hung out with him off stream. He's a good dude, and he is a
Hilarious.
moral. He's a big moral guy. He's funny as fuck in person. I want to say one thing about Gideon. If he's gonna start doing this pedo catching, and again, I'm not being biased because you see a big kick in the background, but when you're in pedo catching content, anything can happen, right? And I know when you're on a platform like Kick instead of Twitch, you have more protection. And also, I know Eddie
Ooh,
is gonna. I know Eddie's basically paying for all of Vitali's expenses, traveling. He's
really?
paying for everything. Of course, bro. Eddie loves this shit. Eddie, this is why I like Eddie, right? So
Yo, I ain't gonna lie to
if
you.
you
By the way, somebody told me, and we're not going to get into specifics, right?
what?
'Cause they were like, "Yo, Vitali had he had like Bobby Shmurda on and whatever," and they told me like some of the expenses associated with that, and I was just like, "Nah, I'm not believing it." I'm like Vitali's doing something great, but it's just like this could be expensive. Like, who the fuck is gonna fund this?
Okay, as a streamer that averages a good amount of viewers, like me, myself, or Vitali, this is the problem. This is why the Cardi situation is so fucked up. Nobody should ever pay to get anyone on stream.
Yeah,
The whole, that's why like the Cardi thing was the biggest thing ever, but it was bad at the same time. I didn't pay Cardi out of my own pocket. Kicked it. So it's a misconception. Oh fuck, I'm not gonna say which rappers, but there's rappers that still hit me like, yo, bro, what's this rap? Bread. Bro, I don't pay out of my own pocket ever,
yeah, yeah.
ever. Eddie was like, "Oh fuck, let me do my research on Cardi. He hasn't done an interview in 6 years. He's the biggest fucking rapper right now. Cardi's rare, Aiden. You're right. Fuck it. What should we pay him? I think we ended up paying. I told you, Cardi didn't get 2 million. He got a couple $100,000. Ended up pocketing that, and Eddie got what he wanted. Eddie got #1 on Kick App Store. Kick got all the recognition, and that's worth it for Eddie. He paid a couple $100,000 to shut down the App Store to get the most fucking blog pages and everything seen. Kick. You know what I'm saying? So Eddie won in that situation, in my opinion. And so Eddie doesn't just throw money like that. Eddie's very, very smart and very particular. So if Vitali comes with Eddie, hey Eddie, I want to come up with a 10 series thing. This is how much it's going to cost. I need to pay for security. I need to pay for transportation. I need to pay for all these things. My Airbnb, where I'm going to be having the Predator. But Eddie, I promise you, this could be amazing content. And I promise you, it's going to also show awareness. And it's going to be a good look on Kick. Eddie's like, I fucking love it. Let's run this, bro. And I just talked to Eddie about
By the way,
Vitali
is
today.
Vitali that you know, I don't know how he works, but like, is he that detailed and be like, hey, listen, this is what we need, and kind of really communicative like that, right?
Well, of course. Like, Eddie's not an idiot, bro. He's a fucking billionaire, right? So he's aware with what's going on, how he realized the value of money. Eddie's not a fucking idiot. Just because he's a billionaire, he doesn't just splurge money like this, that. He's smart with it, and he knows that. Like, for example, if I come to Eddie, I'm like, yo, Eddie, because if I'm like, yo, Eddie, I have a COD term I want to do with retired military veterans who served, service, and I want to get a bunch of them together and do a tournament for, I don't know, $50,000-$100,000 prize pool. Eddie, can we do this? I'll host it. It'll be super duper cool. It's good awareness, and it also gives people, opportunity that are handicapped or just served. And he's like, sure, let's fucking do it, bro. That's what Eddie's about. You come to him with an idea. That's why I like that. So I wish Jidon great luck on Twitch. Twitch is obviously, a good platform as well. But the thing about Twitch is, I know that if something happens, even if it's an accident, it's still on Jidon, and they have to take it down. So that's the only thing that I fear. But I think Jidon, he's got it all situated. But
Hey, let me ask you a question, because I'm watching my man Kai right now, like on like 100 hours like stream.
he's going, bro. It's so entertaining. The Elden Ring shit, I love it.
Bro, it's so entertaining. There's so many viewers, but I'm also looking at that. I'm like, obviously I don't know the business. Maybe you know that business at least with him and Twitch, but I'm like, bro, you've been streaming for like 70 hours with 100K minimum average viewers. Bro, they should be like bending over, kissing your ass. Like, is it a possibility? I don't know if the ship has sailed. Is it a possibility that someone like Kai, who is just a workhorse, just a streamer of streamers, would be on Kick or anywhere else? Because I'm like, what is Twitch doing for him right now? And I'm not bad. I know I'm not on Twitch. By the way, did you know that Twitch told me? They warned me like 2 times. They're like, you're talking to Aiden, and it's not an archive video. So they warned me twice. Salute to them, by the way. I love them. They didn't give me a strike, but they were basically trying to heavily, stop talking to this motherfucker right here.
Yeah.
So, by the way, I'm not on Twitch right now. So the only platform I'm not on is Twitch, just because of you.
Oh, thanks, Zach. So look, man, I'm gonna tell you how it is. I think Kai found his pitch at Twitch. I mean, he just that's Kai shit. He's doing his thing, and I'm sure like you guys can't say fuck Twitch, because Twitch also made me. Without Twitch, I'm nothing, right? Straight up. I mean, it's
There's
just
a
the
point
truth.
you were acting like you were going back to Twitch, like you were beefing with Kick, which I'm like, how's that possible?
It was a misconception. I was just basically like, I want to get unbanned on Twitch just so I can collaborate with streamers. I'm not leaving Kick. At this point, it's a legacy thing for me. I took a leap of faith, and I really like blew up a platform. And people said I was gonna fail, like Ninja and Shroud did, and like just talking shit on Mixer and shit. And that's no jabs at Ninja and Shroud, because Kick actually listens and Mixer didn't at the time. So whenever I have ideas and shit off behind closed doors, they're down to do it. I know people like me and XQC, Trainwrecks, we want to make this platform the best possible place possible. So we're still working on it, and it's still in beta, bro. It's a year old. Twitch has what, 10 years on us, some shit. So of course, the fact that we're even in comparison conversations is amazing. So we just got to keep going. Twitch has a very, very, very large. I'm sorry, what's the word? When you're exploration, right? When you're trying to navigate and find new channels. We don't really have that yet on Kick. It's really ran by communities. My Twitter community, AR Loyals, they know. AR Loyals really helps thrive Kick, and it's because it's such a massive community, and they thrive on other streamers, and they really help people blow up. But we're gonna find ways. We have to find ways to boost other algorithms and help find ways to blow up other streamers without communities. But it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, nah, definitely, man. Where do you think streaming's at right now, though?
Okay. My thoughts on streaming right now is that it's not lit, but it's not dead. It's just there, if that makes sense. Like, okay, here's the issue, right? Everybody's kind of already seen and done everything, but not everything at the same time. But pretty much like it's getting repetitive. But then I wonder, it's like, I still am entertained by streams. So I don't know if that's just me, but
Okay,
I don't know.
all right. So let me reframe it differently, right? So streaming, in my opinion, is probably gonna get to, or might get to it, or you might be saying it got to it already. Where it's like if you already have an audience, you're good. But it's not the like people these days in content creation seems to gravitate to the places that they feel like the audience is just excited about the format and that they could receive easy fans by just doing that. There was a point where people were like, oh, well, the new meta is streaming, right? It was podcast and it's streaming. And I don't think that if you never streamed before, you could just come here. And I don't think it's ever been like that. But I don't think you could just come here and just stream for like a month or two or do like one event that's like probably popping and people just fuck with you. You have
All
to
right.
put the work in.
Well, I'll just tell you what it comes down to, right? And people think this is gonna be lazy what I'm about to say, but it's really not. I'm not gonna do a crazy stream all the fucking time. I'm not gonna spam this, that, this, that, this, that, this. I'm sorry, but that's not what I want to do, and that's what I learned that. And it's not because I'm lazy, it's because I don't want to blow people out of expectations. Streaming, it all started from fucking starting up on a desktop, reacting, playing video games, and that is what I love streaming the most. I grew up playing NBA 2K. I didn't grow up fucking walking around the streets and fucking doing crazy shit. I didn't do that. It's not about being lazy. People think I got lazy out of nowhere. I've been doing this shit for years. Um, but streaming is in a very weird spot. But I agree. If you already have a community, if you already have an audience and you built it up, you are good,
Yeah.
right? But how does somebody nowadays like who's the latest successful streamer that you know that blew up lately? Sketch,
Well,
Sketch.
I was gonna say Jinxie. That's the last one I saw. But I've seen
You
Sketch
know,
too.
do you know Sketch or no?
Yeah, no, I've been seeing. I haven't seen like his
Sketchy
numbers when he's just
Sketch.
solo. I've seen him do collabs with Speed.
Okay, so Sketch blew up after Jinxie. Yes,
Okay.
Jinxie's been streaming for a long time, but he blew up as well recently. Like blew up recently. Um, but Sketch doesn't stream a lot, so it which is the weird part. How Sketch's blow up is actually like really fascinating because it's like he doesn't stream a lot, but he's so lit.
Why?
I mean, bro, he's a very likable dude. I like him. Every time I look at him, I smile. Like he's a very likable guy. He's a great dude. He just looks genuine as fuck. And I met him, and I've had good conversation with him. He's a good dude. And my chat saying he's a plant, but that's bullshit. You can't say that.
Well,
It's just the TikTok
I thought
algorithm.
the meta when it came to streaming was, even like I see, you know what in hip hop people look at even with my success. They're like, yo, oh, okay, we just have to stream. And I'm like, y'all don't realize that I was streaming back in 2013, 2014 to 30 people. And if you see even a limited amount of success that I'm having now, it's because I've actually like literally put in so much fucking work that my audience has just like compounded and said, yo, this motherfucker has been here for hours at a time. You know what I mean? There was a time that I wasn't even taking streaming serious and I had to because then I started getting like it takes a while. Like you just can't do it recreationally or like
Right.
sometimes. And I think you know that too, right? Like
No, of course.
I think you've gone through battles where it's like, that streaming is a grind and it's always going to be a grind. It's always going to have to be, yo, I'm putting in and sacrificing this time that I could do anything else. But if I want this result, I got to put the time in.
I've developed something in my brain from streaming for years. Um, my chat knows since I've been streaming for 5 years, I've lost like touch with reality, if that makes sense.
Mm.
And how do I? Okay, do you know? Okay, I'm gonna try to break it down so people can understand. Like, do you know how do you know Heath Ledger, how he played the Joker?
Yes.
He had to literally, what he didn't he like say like to get in that role, he had to like literally like lock himself in a room and do all like a bunch of shit to like make him seem like to play the Joker. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, yeah.
So on stream, I'm not comparing myself to Heath Ledger. That's a fucking legend, and he killed the Joker role, right? But what I'm saying, as a streamer, you have to also turn on a persona on camera. Because Ack, you kicked me off camera. I'm not fucking talking 100 words a second. I'm just not doing that in real life. I'm gonna sit back, chill, and we could just talk like normally.
Yeah.
But like, you develop like almost like a some type of like something in your head, your brain, and I think I have that. And it's not CTE, but it's like I have some type of like it like I don't know, imposter syndrome or some shit. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I'll say shit on stream that is crazy as fuck that I don't even realize that I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, no, it does. It does. It does. It does. Like, again, when I think we try to explain what the phenomenon of streaming is, or even what it takes to kind of connect with an audience, it's always gonna sound a little bit ridiculous. It's gonna sound ridiculous, or people are gonna be like, "Yo, it's like dumb easy," and also they don't realize that for you to get an Aiden, you gotta like Aiden dedicated a lot of his life to monotonous, continual hours, painstaking, just putting content out there till his audience was like, "We trust you enough that we want to see you consistently."
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah. And again, it's like I lose this a lot, but like that's all it is, bro. Like you got to just realize they just want to see you alive, bro. Like at the end of the day, bro, they found some type of relation in you, like why you're relatable, and they're entertained by you. So you got to stop taking motherfuckers for granted and just go live. Like you know what I mean?
Nah, I agree. I agree. I agree.